Hello, everybody. My name is Vince Russo, and today I come to you in a very different light. I come to you with sincerity. I come to you out of all humbleness. And I also want to apologize if during the course of this statement, I get a little bit choked up. I'm going to use the use of some notes because I just want to make sure that I get in everything that I want to say, because this statement has been 18 years in the making. Now, by now, I'm sure many of you have heard Jim Cornette's latest Vince Russo comedy routine on his podcast. Me, personally, it was nothing new. I've been hearing this since 1999. As a matter of fact, in 1999, the day I left the WWE, Jim Cornette left a very similar promo on my voicemail that my young children heard at the time, where he threatened to kill me, my wife, and my entire family. That was back in 1999. So 18 years later, history repeats itself, I guess. Now, with this video, many of my friends, my families, and my followers, they saw this cry for help and they said, Vince, you've got to do something. Enough is enough is enough. It is time for you to take a stand and do something about Jim Cornette. So I let a lot of that sink in. I got a lot of phone calls. I got a lot of emails. I got a lot of direct messages. And about an hour ago, when I was outside and I was mowing my 5.5 acres, around my log cabin and around my lake, a property which I own thanks to my hard work and success in the wrestling business, I kept asking myself the question over and over, what does Jim want? After 18 years of the same song and the same dance and the same act and the same threats, what exactly is it that he wants? Now, we all know, for the record, I offered to debate Jim on perhaps IPPV, with all the money going to Cauliflower Alley, all the money going to charity, simply because I base, my arguments on facts. I don't base my arguments on fiction. But as you all know, Jim turned down that offer. Now, what Jim would like to do, according to him, is not have a civilized man-to-man conversation. What Jim Cornette would like to do is he'd like to fight. He'd like to meet somewhere, no cameras, no guns, no knives, and have a fight. Let me address that. Now, I know a lot of you think I'm nuts and I'm a little out of my mind, but I'll tell you one thing I'm not. One thing I'm not is I'm not bat crazy. And would I fight Jim Cornette? Well, in order to answer that, you have to look at him. You've got to look at that barn door wide ass. You have to look at that Kamala belly. You have to look at those Gumby-like arms. Would I want to mix it up with somebody like that? Surely I'd have to be out of my mind, because no doubt an ass kicking would be coming my way. So yes, I'm afraid of Jim Cornette. That ripped chisel stomach. And as far as the $5,000, I think Jim still thinks we're in Memphis circa 1970 when $5,000 actually meant something. Jim, $5,000 is not a lot of money. I don't need your $5,000. I'm doing fine, Jim. I'm on the #1 podcasting network in the country, Podcast One, bro. $5,000. But aside from all that, again, what was it that Cornette wanted? What is he looking for? And I'm going to tell you right now, but before I do, let me say this. There are going to be no personal attacks from me in this statement. I don't know Jim Cornette's mother. No, did I know her? But from what I understand, she was a very, very nice woman that Jim loved very, very much like I loved my mom, who recently just passed away. God bless her soul. So I'm not going to attack Jim's mother. I'm not going to attack Jim's lovely wife, Sin, who I had the privilege of meeting on a few occasions, because when it comes down to it, this isn't about my mother. This isn't about my wife. This isn't about how much money I have. This is about Vince Russo and Jim Cornette. So let's get to the matter at hand. To be hounding me for 18 years like that pimple on your ass that just won't go away. Can you imagine having a pimple on your ass for 18 years that no matter what you do, it doesn't go away? I'll take the high road. I'll ignore them. I'll challenge them to an open debate for charity. But the pimple on your ass just doesn't go away. You squeeze it, you pop it, but the pus just doesn't fly. What is it that this man wants? So finally, as I'm mowing the Russo estates, the light bulb goes off in my head. 18 years of diarrhea at the mouth. 18 years of the same tired act over and over and over. What is Jim Cornette looking for? Well, then it dawned on me. What Jim Cornette is looking for is an apology from Vince Russo. That's what he's looking for. Because once you apologize to a man and say, I'm sorry, then really nothing's left. You can't go any further than that. And listen, man, I've said it a lot. I've said it a lot on my show. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When an apology is due, an apology is due. And I came to the conclusion today that I owe Jim Cornette an apology. So I wanted to do this publicly so everybody can hear it. No slant is put on it. My words won't be misconstrued. You're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Jim, I apologize. And I apologize for a lot of things. First and foremost, I want to apologize for you blowing out your knees when you fell off that scaffold because you are a mark who didn't know how to take a bump. I want to apologize, Jim, for you putting Smoky Mountain Wrestling out of business. I want to apologize, Jim, for you being fired from Ring of Honor for a public emotional outburst. I want to apologize, Jim, for being fired from the WWE for assaulting another employee. I want to apologize, Jim, because I'm from New York. I want to apologize, Jim, because in my entire life, I was never fixing to do anything. I want to apologize, Jim, that I don't believe the Dukes of Hazzard is a reality show. I'd like to apologize that I never went on national television and dressed like the Village Idiot. I want to apologize that I never asked a wrestler to chew on an Alka-Seltzer so it would appear like he's foaming at the mouth. I want to apologize that even the great Terry funk didn't get over when you had him come out of a box. But Jim, perhaps the two most important things. I want to apologize for setting ratings records at both the WWE and TNA, and also raising the ratings at WCW the whole 9 months that I was there. I sincerely apologize for that. And last but not least, Jim, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize for both Dixie Carter and Vincent Kennedy McMahon for choosing me over you. Because at the end of the day, 18 years later, that is what this is all about. It sticks in your craw because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what asinine promo you cut, it does not go away. From a creative standpoint, the numbers clearly dictate I was better than you. And I know that is hard for you to accept, and I know that is hard for you to deal with. So that is why, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. I am sorry. And I hope from this point on, we can move forward. With that being said, Jim, I hope you will take this apology, relax, sit back. I would say have a cold one, but I know that you don't drink, but, enjoy something, maybe a sandwich, maybe an ice cream, maybe a piece of fruit, maybe an apple or an orange. I don't know, Jim, maybe even enjoy a good banana, but relax, accept this apology. Let's move on. Thank you very much.